So today the Black Ops 7 beta launched. Well, technically it launched yesterday, but Zombies launched today. For some reason, they decided to split up the releases. Apparently they claimed it was for server stability, but I don't buy it, but whatever, it's here. And I do have a lot of thoughts, mostly positive, I will say that right off the bat. Starting with the atmosphere. Well, going into the game, the menu, and I'm going to talk about the game in general, but I'm going to mostly stick to zombies. But note that I will be diverging from between like the overall game and the zombies mode. So the menu's pretty standard, par for the course for a modern Call of Duty game. Man pointing gun, walking straight line. I wish it was different, but whatever. Especially with the house in Zombies. I really wish Zombies at least got its own unique menu, because with the house, that adds so much potential to make a really cool menu. But besides the menu, the colors, they pop in this game. The colors are beautiful across the board. Multiplayer Zombies. It looks so saturated. I love it, because I feel like we haven't had a Call of Duty game since like Infinite Warfare that really just took advantage of color. And I'm glad that color's coming back to Call of Duty, because it's about damn time. Yeah, that main menu. But we got man walking for both multiplayer and zombies. But again, I think it looks better than it did in Black Ops 6, that's for sure. Launching into the map. Now, there was no fade in from black, which I thought was odd, considering that was something that they were hyping up. Oh, it's something that we're bringing back. I don't know if it's just for the new classic mode equivalent. I'm sorry, cursed mode. So yeah, there wasn't any fade in from black, but when I did get in that map, it looked beautiful. It really did, compared to everything that we've seen from Cold War to Black Ops 6. Just the farm part of Black Ops 7's launch map, it looks miles better than anything from Cold War and Black Ops 6. With exceptions, there's obviously exceptions to the rule. The Dark Ether in Cold War's first map, D Machine, that did look really nice. I do miss the jellyfish. But yeah, overall, just aesthetically speaking, there is so much good here. There's so much good. You have the corpses hanging from inside the farm. You have the family sitting at the table. Obviously, they're dead. But yeah, there's a lot to love aesthetically about this map. And that's really good. I felt like it was very easy for me to immerse myself into this experience, especially when compared to Black Ops 6 in many aspects. Again, we'll just have to wait and see for the actual launch of the game. Again, it's just survival. It's just farm. So you gotta taper your expectations a bit. But it was great from what I played. The sound design is impeccable as always. One of my favorite little quirks with this map is the trap, the saw trap, or whatever the fuck it is. Basically, it's got a baby, like a robot baby, little toy, hooked up to it, and whenever you activate it, it starts crying, and that crying attracts the zombies. So not only is it a very overpowered trap, but it's just fun as hell using, because you hear the baby like crying constantly in the background, and with an added like dubstep effect too. Like there's a little oomph to the noise, to the crying. I really liked it. That, along with the round change music, and that was amazing. But also the special rounds, they brought back the original tune, but I did notice that it's not just ripped straight from the old games. They actually went in and redid it. Like there's to a trained ear, you'd be able to tell right away. Like for me, I knew it was that song. Like the round. I'm not gonna fucking do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, Black Ops 7, they decided to bring it back and redid it a little bit. I really liked it. Now, a lot of people have given this game a lot of flack for this flaw. I'm gonna say flaw. The HUD. I honestly didn't care too much. I think base level, it looks better than Black Ops 6's right off the bat. I thought Black Ops 6's HUD, especially with the character model in the corner, looked really thrown together and just kind of plain ugly. I think this HUD doesn't really match the vibe. I will agree. I will say that. But that said, they do have the themes, which of course have been leaked, and I don't think it's gonna be a problem, guys. I do think Treyarch should have, to combat some of the critiques of the HUD, which, I mean, come on, they should have expected that. They should have teased some of the HUDs. Maybe not all of them, obviously, but teased one. Teased one HUD in like a Twitter post. Just teased it. I feel like that would have alleviated a lot of the criticism that they're getting for the HUD, which, yeah, on a base level, it's pretty poor. It looks great in multiplayer. It looks great in multiplayer, but in zombies, it just looks sort of slapped on there. And I really wish that Treyarch would have shown off their custom HUDs a bit more. Okay, now moving over to the gameplay, it's like Black Ops 6. If you play Black Ops 6, the base gameplay is going to feel extremely similar to Black Ops 6 gameplay, which it's not like the greatest scenario, but what did you expect? These games released back to back within a year of each other. I didn't have high expectations when it came to the gameplay loop of the game drastically changing. I didn't. And again, we're still waiting to hear on what curse mode is going to be like and how that's going to play. And hopefully that adds just so much more dynamic versatility to like the gameplay of the game. Because if curse mode, if they nail it, there'll be pretty much something for everybody. But the base survival gameplay, it's very, very, very similar to Black Ops 6, with the exception of like tac sprint not being there, which is a great thing. I think that made it feel a lot more refined. But yeah, it's basically Black Ops 6.5 in terms of raw gameplay. But I think Black Ops 7's really going to make up for it and nail it with the map department, which I think maps, if you have good maps, you're gonna have a good game. Obviously, gameplay and all of that, it does go hand in hand. But with that said, I think the maps really make or break a game. Now let's look at Black Ops 1 to 2. Now, I'm going to probably bust some balls when I say I don't think there is a drastic gameplay difference between Black Ops 1 and 2. Now, hold up. Yes, there is buildables. Yes, the maps are more intricate, but that's the maps. I think where Black Ops 2 really sets itself apart from Black Ops 1 is in its maps. I think that the buildable system, it's cool. It's cool, right? But you have two different interpretations within its first game, Black Ops 2. You have the Jamie Zielinski maps and then the Jason Blundell maps in terms of how they interpret and implement buildables. So to say that it was a game changer right off the bat, I would argue it wasn't. I would say that in Black Ops 2, the buildable system was pretty much map to map based. So with that said, I do think that people are blowing the Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7 feel the same a little bit out of proportion a bit, because Black Ops 1 and 2, on their core mechanical gameplay, in terms of that, they play very similar. There's obviously the differences, the buildable system, etc., the more complex map design. And I think that's where Black Ops 7 is going to differentiate itself from Black Ops 6, is the complex map design. I hope. It already looks like the old Tessie is going to have the pack-a-punch on the actual car. That's going to be a game changer. That's going to be a map-specific feature. And I think that's exactly what this game needs, is more map-specific features and just more lively maps, where I have to hop on a certain map in order to get a certain experience. Whereas with Black Ops 6 and Cold War, I feel like I could hop on any one of those maps and get a pretty damn similar experience. And I think Ashes of the Damned and every following Black Ops 7 map has the potential to make a unique experience. And that's really exciting. Moving on, let's talk about the enemies. So to start, Zersa, I like Zersa. I do. I hope that it doesn't become like another Black Ops 6 boss spam issue. I think that'd be really annoying. But in terms of the design and the way that Zersa moves and interacts with the player, I really like. I do. I think it's different. I like the draining damage after they scratch you. I think that's really cool. And I just hope that they don't fucking come back in the next 4 or 5 maps, how many maps we get. I just hope that they're stuck on this map, Ashes of the Damned, because it needs to be. The Ravagers are cool. They kind of get a little annoying in the later rounds. They really spawn hectically. It's kind of like with any special enemy in Black Ops 6. I'm happy that it's nothing returning, which is it's cool. And again, I hope that they stick to Ashes of the Damned, the Ravagers. I hope that every map has its unique enemy set. On the enemy side of things that isn't so unique, however, is the return of the Doppelgas, which spooked me on my second game today. Why are they back? Why? Why'd they have to come back? Now, they're not annoying, and it took them 40 rounds to spawn, and they're not annoying. It doesn't ruin the game. I'm not gonna sit here and say the game's ruined because they're back, the fucking Doppelgas. But I will say it is a grievance of mine. I just wish that they would be able to let these things go. Let it go. Move on. Let's get some unique enemies in here. And Zersa and the Ravagers are a good start to that. I will say that. Now, one thing I can't speak on is the characters, because they were not playable in the beta. I had to stick with Mason, which I will say, he does have some pretty funny characters. I didn't hear smooth characters, quotes, and I didn't hear the too smooth line even once, which is great. In fact, there was one quote where he was mentioning, like, long-term investments and that he hopes that the box wasn't investing in NFTs. It was kind of funny. So yeah, nothing to report there. That's just something that we're gonna have to wait and see on for the actual release when it comes to the character interactions and all that fun stuff. The new perk is pretty good. I would say it's better than Bloodwolf Bite, which is basically what it's trying to be. I think it works better. The not having the long drawn out animations of the wolf, attacking the zombies. I think that it's overall more effective. But yeah, I really don't have a whole lot to say. I played the beta. I'm going to play it as much as I can, while it's out. But at the end of the day, it's survival on farm, and it's for me, this was more so a taste of what's to come, and I hope that's what it is that it's just a taste of what's to come. Because we haven't seen a lot. We don't have any curse mode information or gameplay. We haven't seen all of Ashes of the Damned. We don't know what the Easter egg is like, any of that. So a lot of what I'll have to say regarding Black Ops 7 is just going to have to wait until I get to play the game, the whole game, Black Ops 7. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my god, zombies is back. But I'm also not going to sit here and say that we've shit the bed again, because I don't think that's the case either. I think the fact that Treyarch was, I guess, confident enough to release a Zombies beta is telling. I think it just goes to show that their hearts are in the right place, and I think that's great. But let's not forget that they gotta fight an uphill battle here. And that uphill battle is gonna be a lot harder to fight when you have shit like COD Next going down. I want to speak on that really quick. They need to fix their events. They need to plan it better. I don't have Mr. Dalek JD hop on Verdansk 5 rounds into his game, because I think that was fucked up. And of course, it was one of the more talked about aspects of the event was that incident. And incidents like that. It's unfortunate, because these events should be a time for the community to celebrate and for the developers to also have a chance to celebrate their hard work. And I feel like these events need to go back to that a little bit. I feel that it's become really corporatized, which, shit happens. It was bound to happen. But I feel like back in the day when you had like David Vonderhaar and Jason Blundell really showing off their work and their passion, which was making Call of Duty games. I feel like that hit a lot more, and that hit a lot harder. And it still hits, even now, looking back. I know on Mr. Waffle Waffles, that old clip of Jason Blano peeping in with him playing Blood of the Dead, like, that still hits, and I think that we need more of that today. I would love to see the modern Zombies developers go out there and just be proud of their work and show it off to the YouTubers, and in turn showing it off to us. But I get it. They want to show off their entire game, but also know who you're inviting. You have multiplayer YouTubers for a reason. You have Warzone YouTubers for a reason. And you have Zombies YouTubers for a reason. Let them play what they want to play. Or rather, what they specialize in. Not even what they want to play, but what they have to play. What their viewers want to see them play. That's just a matter of Activision actually listening to the fans, though. And, well, jury's out on that one still. But yeah, I've played the beta, and I've liked what I've played, but if you're hopping in expecting a revolution, don't. Taper your expectations. It's a refined Black Ops 6 experience, and I think that that's all it really had to be at the end of the day. Again, these are back-to-back releases. What did people expect? I think the maps are really what's going to sell this game. It's what's going to make or break it. So if they nail the maps, if they nail the unique individuality of the maps and make every map its own unique experience, then I think we'll be fine. But what did you guys think? Have you played the beta? And if so, what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get back to playing the beta. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon in the next one. Peace out.